Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, you motherfuckers! Well, what's up, boys and girls, cats and dogs, mothers and lovers? It's Friday, everybody's excited. Guess why? Because we don't got to work anymore and it's the weekend. We get to chill. When we were younger, and it was the high school days, we couldn't get ready. We were excited to go and party. Now, when you're a grown-ass adult, you're just excited to be able to sleep. Literally, that's what you're excited to do. So, when you become a grown-ass adult, you got mortgage, insurance, health insurance, bills, probably have kids. I don't have kids, but some of you people have kids. And you just work your ass off so much that you don't have enough fucking time for anything. So as soon as Friday comes, you just can't wait for the weekend so you can have maybe like 5 minutes to yourself and just relax. But when you were in high school, oh fuck, you could remember walking through the hallways, talking to all your friends, getting excited to talk about what you were going to do this weekend. And Friday night was a party night, buddy. Didn't matter who you were doing something Friday night because you knew you had Saturday night. And Saturday night was another night. And Sunday was like a time to chill and relax and catch up on that. But going back, so I've been doing these videos, I think almost every single day for like 60. I think I've made like 65 videos so far. And I just wanted to ask you guys, you want me to shorten them? Am I being way too long-winded? Am I just going into too much detail? Am I pausing too much, or am I just talking too much? Now, I feel like when I'm talking about these that I'm obviously doing these off the top of my head. So when I'm doing something off the top of my head while I'm talking to you, more things just start coming to me and I just start having more memories from those times. Because the majority of these stories that I keep telling are, some are 30 years old and some are 25, 20 years old. So it's hard for me to just like instantly do something. It's while I'm talking about it and having a conversation that it just, bink, it reappears and I start talking about it. So let me know down below if you guys think I'm being too long-winded or you guys are fine with it. Now, I know that having attention, getting people's attention is super hard. And like I look at the analyticals on YouTube and it says that the average person watches my videos for is like 9 minutes and 30 something seconds. So I could potentially just make these videos like 10 minutes long. But to be honest with you, I feel like the context of it and the way the stories would work out would be just so fake for me. Like it would be like I'm just rushing through these and they don't have any feelings or any good emotions. And certain parts of it, I do have to pause because there's things that I say or there's something that pops inside my head. And I'll be very honest with you, I could be on a topic and I have to decide on a split second if I need to say this or don't fucking say that. And also, if I bring people up, sometimes I know eventually someone's going to get fucking mad at me because I'm going to mention their name in this and they're just going to get offended. They're going to get upset and they're not going to like the fact that I'm saying something. So I guess I'm going to keep doing this until that time comes and a person tells me like, hey, I don't like this. And at that point, depending on what it is, I'll have to face that fact. But in the meantime, let me know if you guys enjoy how I do the videos now and they're like 20-something minutes long, or you guys want me to shorten them, or I should just shut the fuck up, not listen to other people, just do my own thing. And sometimes when you're being a creator or you're trying to be creative, other people's opinions, certain people's opinions, especially ones that you respect, when they say certain keywords or certain things, it makes you think and feel a certain way. So I know that the context and the format that I have for this is completely different than anybody else's out there. I know the main amount of people that are here because I ride BMX and they want to hear things about BMX, but I have more to my life than just BMX, even though that's a huge part. And I also just want to get things out and talk about things because, like I said, first and foremost, I'm making this for myself. I'm not making this to make money off of it. That'll never happen. I'm not making this for other people. If it turns out that I help people, that is great. That is exactly what should happen. And also, I just get a lot of people that say I should make videos and they should see them. Now, I know the videos aren't edited and made the way that people like seeing it. Like, people like this whole charade of everything being scripted and made nice. I don't have enough time for this. This is what I have time for. I literally sometimes don't even have enough time for this, but that's just the way it goes. So, back to what I started with, life. All right, simple times. We're going to go back to high school, okay? If you're younger and you watch my videos and you're not in high school yet, or you are in high school, if you were in high school, enjoy it. Take advantage of it. It is the greatest time of your life ever. If you're a dork or if you're one of those lonely, introverted people and you don't get out there much, trust me, even though you don't like to get out and high school seems like it sucks, it's the greatest time ever. You don't have to pay bills. You still live at home. You're not an adult. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have kids. You don't have responsibilities. You don't have car payments. You don't have insurance. You don't have rent. There's just so many things that you can do. It's unbelievable. You have friends. You could have relationships. You can go to parties. You can switch your personality every other day and it doesn't fucking matter. You can find who you are because of high school. And let me tell you this, if you're younger, all right? This is usually how it works. If you're fat and maybe you're ugly, usually when school's out and you go to your 10-year anniversary, most of the time the ugly fat people are fucking good looking and look presentable and end up being really nice people. And the jocks are the super successful people that you thought were just going to be the biggest thing in the world, usually end up, because they had everything handed to them, they just end up like shit. They just end up being normal people. You know what I mean? They just had confidence at that time. And it took you to go through what you went through to finally get your confidence. So let me tell you, if you're overweight or anything like that, usually you're going to end up being somebody's fucking boss. You're going to be really good looking and things are going to go great for you. And that's because you're humble and you went through so much shit to get there. Now, if you're a jock, usually everything came for you and you're some cocky fuck and it usually just ends up bad for you. If you're a criminal and a stoner, it's like 50-50 for you. I'll be very honest. Most of the time, your ass is going to jail. You're just going to jail. It's just what's going to happen. If you're a badass, I don't like to say this one, but usually the badasses, you have 50% chance of living longer. Like, that's the crazy part. And that's pretty morbid for me to say, but it's very true. I am going to go through myself, and I transitioned in high school. I can really say that high school was the worst time, the best time, the funnest time, and probably the saddest time for me. My freshman year, I was a stoner badass, and I didn't give a fuck. My sophomore year was the bad year for me because my brother died, so that was the sad, depressing year for me. My junior year was the get out of my shell and say fuck it and be who I wanted, and I created this class clown. And then my senior year was catch-up time, and everybody knew me, so it was trying to accept the fact that I was a class clown, but also somebody that people just knew. I was just one of those people. I've always had that personality. It's always been a very outgoing personality. So let's just say that, let's forget that I just talked for 10 minutes. See, we're already at 10 minutes, and I'm just building up to get to what I wanted to talk about today. And today, what I wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about an experience that I had in high school and how crazy this experience is for me, but it happened. And this is what I wanted to talk about. This right here. You guys see that? Homecoming King. I was Great Falls High School's homecoming king. And it's really funny. It's something that you don't think about, and it's that popularity thing. And sometimes in school, a majority of the time, the cliche thing is the head jock, football, basketball star, kind of good looking, great hair dude is always the guy that wins things like that. But every once in a while, the dork class clown gets a chance and wins it. And it's funny. I remember sitting, it was early in the morning. I believe it was like September 26th or something like that, 2001. And we're sitting in class, and the morning announcements came on. And, well, shit, before that, a week before that, what they end up doing is they hand out all these cards to every single class, and everybody has to fill them out. And it says, who do you think you want to be homecoming king and homecoming queen? And so the whole school chooses people, and they come up with the 5 girls and the 5 boys. And then they announce it a week later. So anyway, it's that morning. Everybody picked and chose which people that should be homecoming king and queen. And then they announce it. So it's morning. They're doing announcements, and the principal gets on there, and he's doing his blah, blah, blah talk. And a majority of you guys are just waking up. A majority of you don't give a shit what's going on. And then there's always that dorky dude that's totally intense and loves listening to that shit. No clue why. But so they get on there and they start announcing names. So they start off with the top 5 girls, and they announce Alicia Evans. There was Kaylee Long, Danielle Zeese, Megan Chaffin, and Jordan Neal. That's the top 5 girls that got chosen. And then they go with the top 5 boys, and it's David File, Aaron Bartz, Tyler Blackwell, T. Geegan, and I'm not kidding you, when they did the 10th name, the 5th dude on there, they go, and and they kind of like paused, and it did it, and they're like, Ricky Lopez. Yep, Ricky Lopez. And it was funny because, to be honest with you, I just woke up. I'm tired as shit. I don't pay attention to any of that. And the only time that my name gets called in the intercom is I got to go down to the principal's office because my ass is in trouble. Not because of something like this. And the whole school voted. So I was in shock, but it's funny when they do like the announcing, and then the teacher does, the whole class, it went quiet, and then everyone went like this and just turned and looked at me. And it was, as like I said, the principal was even like, and Ricky Lopez. So obviously it was a very weird thing to get to be a candidate for the homecoming in 2001. And so what ends up happening with that is you end up having meetings, and they end up coming up with the homecoming week activities. And you get little things like this. It's the Welcome to the Jungle was our theme. So the whole thing had to be like jungle-esque thing. So what ends up happening is they end up partnering you with a girl. And I don't remember how everybody went with everyone. I just know that me and Kaylee Long got put together, and the reason we got put together is I won prom king my junior year. So now I'm nominated for Homecoming King, but the year before I ended up winning Prom King. And so anyway, you go through this, you guys have an itinerary, you guys have to do like a dance and a song, and you have to do a speech, and they do an intercom thing where a video where they show you and slides of photos, and you do all this talking, and then after that, there ends up going, and you have to do a parade, and you end up getting in a car, and you're waving to the whole town, and you got the whole thing dressed up. And to be honest with you, at first I was like, this is fucking weird, but I'll be very honest with you, the experience and the way it was for me was so great. I don't know, number one, my ass shouldn't have been there, I felt like, but at the same time, just the people were so nice to me. Just the schooling, man, like the conversations of having it with like Megan and the girls, you know, and Jordan and Danielle, it was great. And David File, just I always just throughout the years, David File had always been that guy where he was just talented, smart, academically, just had everything together, and he just so deserved it. Aaron Bartz was kind of like a dork to me. I really liked him too. Tyler Blackwell, I didn't really have enough of a relationship with him, but I liked him a lot too. And T. Gigan. T. Gigan was the good-looking, perfect hair jock. And it was just like my whole time, when you're part of that, you're not going into something like that thinking you're going to win. You're going into it looking at your, I guess, competition. And I just felt like David File or T. Gigan deserved it. They were exactly what a school deserves. T. Gigan was the captain of the football. And when they announce the winner, it is at the football game. And it's the rivalry football game. So in my hometown, it's Great Falls, Bison versus CMR. What is it? CMR Russell fucking school. So it's the Rustlers versus the Bison. And anyway, me and Kaylee Long ended up doing like a wild thing where we pretended we're on a motorcycle, and we did a dance. We ended up doing speeches. We did some in the newspaper. They took a picture, a big, huge group picture of us. And this was all of us standing there and a little bit about us. And of course, you guys know I'm a hoarder. So I literally kept all of this. I don't know why I kept it, but I did. I guess memories and just things like that. And I just remember the day where we had to do the event and let the Bison pride shine. We did all of that. Everybody during second period voted. And I just remember walking through the hallway and just feeling like how surreal this was. And it was super funny how people are like, oh, I heard you won. I heard you're going to win and all this. And it didn't matter about me winning. It was just the fact that I was trying to overcome the whole idea of being like figuring out who I was. And I'm not a cool guy. I'm not some gangster. I'm not some thug. I'm not some brown dude. I'm not some fuck these white people kind of thing. This is dorky or jock thing. It was just like an experience that I'm really glad that I got to do. So the day that came for the winner, I went and got my tuxedo on, and ended up having to go and meet at the football field. They go over that. They have us all stand up where the football field is, and they do like announcing for it, like, hey, here comes so and so, and here comes this person, and here comes this couple. Like the couples come out, they line everybody up, and I believe it was during intermission. So what do you call that during football? So whatever, the football game's going, that finishes, first quarter's done, they all halftime, and then they pull us all out and they start doing it. And they go over the names, and somehow, some way, they're like, and the 2001 homecoming king and queen are, and they like say my name, and they say Jordan Neal's name. And at that point, I, well, number one, I didn't even really hear my name get called, but I was just surprised. I was seriously surprised. I thought David File or T. Gigan was going to win. They ended up calling my name. We ended up meeting at the center of the field. They handed her crown, and they handed me my crown. And then we had to do the wave, and we got inside of just this little like golf cart, and we had to drive around the football field, and we had to wave. And I remember like how excited Jordan was. Like, she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we won." And she was just so excited. And it's like when you watch a movie and something happens and there's a person like talking, and everything to you is like super quiet, and you're just like, it was literally surreal for me, and I couldn't believe I won. And she was just so excited about it. And I could remember being a little bit disappointed because the year before me, I was prom king, and Kaylee was prom queen. And nothing to take away from Jordan, but I wanted the same thing to happen again. I just thought that would have been really cool. If I would have won, I would have wanted her to win. And that's, obviously, but it ended up being that way. And I would take nothing away from Jordan. I'm not saying, oh, it's nothing against that. I just wanted, like, it was a team effort. I felt like me and Kaylee, we did the presentation, and we had to do all the dancing and stuff in front of the whole school. I just felt like maybe that me and her should have won and came together. But me and Jordan, we ended up doing that. Drove around there, waved, ended up waving to everybody. The principal said, "All right, guys," after we did all of that, halftime was over. The football game went back to what it was. Obviously, I didn't stay for that shit. I didn't care for that stuff. That wasn't part of me. But the principal's like, "All right, guys, you guys can keep the crowns for a couple weeks, but we're going to need those back." And that's where Great Falls High made a mistake. So I ended up winning, and hugged Jordan, told her congratulations, shook the hand of everybody else, all the other candidates, and I ended up meeting my friends. We got in our car, and we went to a fucking house party. That's what we did. We went to a house party. I don't know what everyone else did. We went to a house party and hung out and chilled, and everybody was wearing my crown, and people got drunk, people got loose, and here's where the story gets wild. Somebody ended up pissing inside the crown, and at the end of the night, when I finally found it, somebody put dog shit in it. So somebody pissed in it and put dog shit in it. And I went back to school, and like a few weeks later, the principal kept asking for the crown. And then eventually I just had to lie and say that I lost it, because it was pretty disrespectful for me to have that happen. But I didn't do it on purpose. I know it's bad, and I know people are probably look at this like, "Oh, great, Ricky. You tell some amazing story, and then you go right to something fucked up." But that's just the kind of the way it happened. And I got in trouble, and normally what happens is the person that won King and Queen the next year has to come back and present it to the new King and Queen. I forgot about that part. But I didn't get to do that because I took a crown. Now, this crown hadn't been around for 20 or 30 years. This crown's just like a couple years old or something like that. But obviously very disrespectful, very bad, stupid, irresponsible of myself. I apologize for that. But at the same time, it's life. It's a fucking crown. It's made of cloth, paper. It happens. I mean, I would like to say that I lied and said I lost it and it's sitting back behind me and I just put the crown on my head. But no, it ended up going to a party and people are disrespectful and they ended up pissing and shit ended up in it. So I had to just throw it away. And I lost that, but that's it. I was the 2001 homecoming king. Believe it or not, can you believe I was a homecoming king? Either way, let me know, guys, a story about high school. If you graduated high school, how high school was for you guys. If you guys even cared for homecoming king thing. If I said your name in this and you were a part of this or you remember it, let me know who you voted for if you went to high school for me. That's actually funny. I'm just curious. And also, if I ended up mentioning this and you're younger and you made it through this 20-something minutes long video, just remember what I said. High school is the greatest time of your life. You can choose and decide what you want to do and who you want to become. If today you want to be a dork, you can be a dork. If today you want to learn to be a jock, it's not hard. Just play sports and act like they do. It's not hard. It's easy. You might not have the talent, but all it is an act. It's just a thing of confidence. And everybody has selected ways of figuring out what they want to be in life. But I will tell you this. If you're an introvert and you're dorky and you're nerdy, you're most likely going to be the most successful person in school. You're just going to be. Okay? Because you worked your ass off and you went through so much. And by the time that you get it, you know what it's like to earn it. Where others, if they're super popular and all of that, it's almost like it's a given for them. So it comes easy. So they don't work as hard later. But I'm not saying that. Now, if there's jocks on here, I'm not saying that you're not going to be successful. I'm just going to say that it is easy for you and you know that. Either way, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Leave some likes. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Of course, sorry this video is long as shit. I love all of you guys. Make sure to share this on Instagram. Share it on your Facebook. Share it on YouTube. And you guys have a great day. It's November 1st. Party. All right. Hey. And marijuana.